So I'm having this brilliant magazine my mom sent me that I never actually read, and I want to cut out the head of the sheep. So I'm not going to take the entire magazine and try and do that. I'm just going to neatly take my X-Acto knife and cut off the front page. First step is to roughly cut it out so it's easier to handle because it's kind of big. So I just take my normal scissors and go in and think, okay, here I can sort of get to where it is. Now there's all these little hairs. Am I going to care about those? Maybe later. So I'm just going to cut outside those long hairs. And then I get to this front corner, so I'm just going to go roughly. Now where does the creature actually have his chin? Well, I'm just going to guess it's just about here, and I'm going to cut it under the chin. And you see that I'm not rotating my scissors at all, I'm rotating the paper, which is much easier. And here it's really like adjustment call, I think it's about here. And again, a sharp corner, so I'm going to avoid that right now. I'm just going to go straight out here. Put it over. And just to make it easier myself, chop. Go back in. Cut out this edge. And I'm just going to decide to have most of it, just round it, not care about all those little hairs. Another sharp corner, so I'm going to cut around it. Now we've got this head with all the extra parts sticking out, and I'm going to cut the other way back into the corner. And then when I've reached the corner, I'm not quite there from this side. A little bit of cut, and there we go. Out is the corner. So we just cut the other way, back to the corner. And I think I haven't cut this one yet. No. It's not quite there. Tiny little cuts. This corner is way too sharp. I had to just sort of guess what it was. Now here I left all the little hairs on there, but on the other side I don't have that, so I'm just going to cut it a little bit tighter. And just guess where it goes on this side, because there's not really any definition telling me. Up until the head. On the other side, up until there. Back on this side. It's still stuck. There we go. That's a bit of a really pointy ear. Let's take that off a little bit. So cutting for me is mainly rotating the paper and keeping the scissors in one spot. Some little corner movements. And there's a little head to play with. So most of the cutting I do with my scissors, which I still have from the Netherlands. Now there's a part here that's enclosed. I could try and punch it and cut it out, but that's where the X-Acto knife comes in, where that much easier to do, cut it. But this X-Acto knife has seen better days. It's been used to clean up all kinds of 3D prints, so I'm just going to unscrew it, take it out, and never throw out your X-Acto knives like that. Just wrap it in a little bit of tape and then throw it out. I'm just now going to put it to the side because I'm probably going to reuse it for 3D print cleanup, and I'm going to put a new one in to do the proper cut. I bought these ones that come in a handy little box so you don't cut yourself. And I have my new blade right here. Stick it in and make sure it's all the way in, and then by turning the handle it's all in there. Use my cutting board and just take my X-acto knife to cut it. I need to get in close so maybe my head gets into shot. I'm cutting from the corners. It's different than with the scissors. And you should never cut towards yourself, because you might cut yourself, but with an X-acto knife it's by far the easiest way to cut. Rotate the paper just as with the scissors, and it's not quite through yet there. Oops, I hit my head, and the little piece comes out. It's still a little bit stuck. You can rip it, but that will give you a little, might give you a little tear, so just a little bit extra cut. And there we go. We got a nice, almost nice. It's not 100%. There's a little bit of color on there still, so I need to go back in and cut off a teeny little sliver still. There we go. And we have our nice hole in the pizza. And then we've got a pizza with holes.